Hi, Tom Bodette. If you can hear me, then you have an internet connection, which means you can do cool things online, like listen to streaming radio, obviously, or watch a video of a monkey washing a cat. Let your freak flag fly. Or you can book a room at a great price at Motel6.com. Isn't the internet wonderful? Everything you want right at your fingertips, and whoa, did not need to see that. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. I paid more than the minimum each month, and soon enough, it was gone.
So you're just giving up?
Giving up on what?
The life of luxury. Egyptian cotton, caviar Thursdays, designer everything.
What are you talking about?
Our plan. What happened to winning the lottery and mastering the art of the perfect mimosa? Hosting galas, wearing enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacationing in the French Riviera, and then buying it.
I just thought maybe it was time to prepare for my future. You know, set some financial goals, make some smart investments, open a 401k.
Financial goals? Investments? A 401k? You are horrifying right now. Listen, if winning the lottery were easy, everyone would do it.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Northern Tool and Equipment.
So me and the boys head out to tailgate today and find some other fans in our spot.
Well, it happens.
Cheering for the wrong team.
Oh, this is war.
Even worse, they've got this couch set up and everything.
A couch?
Yeah, it's sectional.
All right, first thing, don't ever use the word sectional again.
Done.
Second, I want you to grab a 4,700-pound tow chain with J-hook and grab hammer. Throw that on the back of your truck.
Got it.
Now you're going to Hail Mary the J-hook over the end of that couch. Time to find a better spot for your new friends.
That should do it.
There's no problem a little horsepower can't solve. Northern Tool and Equipment.
Taking a family of 5 to the amusement park can cost a small fortune.
Oh, yeah. So to save some money, we thought, hey, let's bring the amusement park to us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Step right up, young man. Are you ready to ride the Wacky Waterfall?
That's just the bathtub with the shower head running.
Nope, it's the Wacky Waterfall.
It's a shower, Dad.
Waterfall.
Wacky.
There's an easier way to save. To get a free rate quote, go to geico.com. Then buy online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Green light. Hey, girl. School zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to After Hours AM, everybody. I'm your host, Joel Sturgis, right along with me,
Eric Olson.
And we got Mr. Tim Shaw joining us, by the way. I was waiting for Tim to say...
Were you waiting for the Heidi?
I didn't know what I was waiting for. I did not know I had a brain fart. You ever have a brain fart in radio? Where
no,
you're like,
never.
Oh, crap. What?
No, never in the last 5 minutes.
I know. So tonight we got a great guest, a good friend, Tim Shaw's joining us, but we'll step aside and let the best intro man in the world, in the galaxy, take over.
Tim Shaw has had a long fascination with ghosts and things that go bump in the night. He can trace the religious tradition of spiritualism in his family back to the 1880s and has several spiritual mediums in his lineage. As a child, he experienced paranormal phenomena, eventually taking extensive training in mediumship. He does not, however, believe that everything is a ghost. No, that is clearly a fire hydrant. That is not a ghost. Tim possesses a healthy dose of skepticism that aids in his desire to seek the truth. Shaw is an accomplished photographer and skilled traditional leather worker who also enjoys backwoods primitive trekking, flint napping, and urban exploration. Tim is a successful author, lecturer, media personality, and photographer. He wrote Ghosts of Buffalo, Long subtitle, The Dogma of Me, The C2D1 Haunting, and Reverend Zombie's Book of Divination. He co-wrote Haunted Rochester, contributed to Animal Spells and Magic, Lost Whispers, a collective allegory of haunted America, and contributed photographs to haunted prisons and haunted asylums. Tim has consulted and appeared on numerous movies and television shows, including Ghost Lab, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Ops, Paranormal Lockdown, very recently, America's Most Terrifying Places. He spoke about his experiences at the haunted Hinsdale House, and that was the last time we spoke. We went over that very topic. He has also appeared in John Zaffis' The World Within. These are all films. Umbus, To Catch a Soul, A Grim Becoming, and Paranormal Western New York. He was in The Now and the documentary The March Creek Tramp. As a radio and podcast host, Tim has produced and participated in many projects, including CBS's The Psychics Next Door, his own Black Cat Lounge, Curiosity, and its associated podcast, Curiosity Radio. As a lecturer, he's there live and in your face. These are among the topics in which he has expertise. Old school paranormal investigations, new school paranormal investigation, dowsing for energy, thought forms and spirits, seance and vigil, table tipping and turning, spirit types, just who are you really dealing with, Ouija, the history and practice, and what we are most interested in this evening, though we're really interested in all of it, haunted and unusual objects, a most curious collection upon which we will be focusing. And here's a bit of notes about that lecture, that topic. How does an object become haunted? What to do with something that you suspect might be problematic? Most interesting is Tim's personal collection of the strange, including items removed from haunted locations in the U.S. and U.K., as well as effigies designed to release spirits, holy and blessed objects. Not everything that is considered haunted is evil. Paperwork from closed insane asylums and much, much more. Welcome to the program, Tim Shaw.
Hey, guys. Who are you talking about? Wow, that guy sounds interesting. I got to go have a beer with that guy.
He's done all kinds of shiz, man.
Yeah, I kind of covered all the bases there, Tim. Come on, man. You're busy, busy.
I think when you've been around as long as I have, I think that you get a little street cred to your rep. You know how it is. It's better than hanging out in the street corner, I guess.
Well, sure. Although I do that once in a while just to come back to reality.
Yeah. Well, if you had seen me this past weekend, you'd understand about street corners. We're not going to.
Well, talking about haunted objects, I mean, Eric brought it up. How does an object become haunted, Tim? I mean, we hear about it. It's a big buzzword lately, but how does it happen?
You know what? There's 1,000 ways these things can become influenced. I don't really like to use haunted. That's sort of a buzzword now, but influenced. And it could be anything. It could be a curse. It could be something that someone possessed when they died. It could be something that was taken from a place that had a lot of emotional turmoil. But on the flip side, it could be something that was used by, and the best way I can describe it is a living saint, someone who went out there like Mother Teresa, and locally our own Monsignor Father Baker, who is on the fast track of being canonized and becoming a saint in the Roman Catholic religion. And there are several pieces of his own collection, several pieces of the cross or some of his statues of Our Lady of Victory that have been placed in sick rooms or placed upon a patient. And these people got an amazing, miraculous healing. Now, you can also put those in under the heading of, haunted. Now, also religious articles. I have several crosses that people have asked me to remove from their house because when they brought it in, they started seeing, I'm not going to say ghosts, but they started seeing something walking around. I also do have Congolese nail effigies here. I have 4 of them where they are personal deities. that people worshipped, and they're full of nails. And every time a person felt that they were being cursed or vexed in some way, they would drive a nail into these wooden effigies, these hand-carved effigies, and that would release the spirit to do the bidding, to take care of the business. I have hoodoo and Santeria statues here that I have removed out of people's homes. I have an effigy that a friend of mine gave me, Santa Moarte, the bone goddess, who is, quite frankly, started out as the patron saint, folk saint of the drug cartels in Central America.
Yeah, the death cult.
Yes, and I have to tell you that ever since I brought this effigy into my house, I have had really good luck with it. I've had really great, good feeling here in my office. That sometimes, well, with some of the things that I have in the office, it's nice to have a nice little balance.
Well, I was gonna
say, yeah, you gotta have this stuff.
Tim, but aren't you afraid when you bring these things into your home, they're gonna affect you negatively?
I've only had, I'll be honest with you, one piece that I felt was a little bit more negative, and I had a string of bad luck. It was a piece of mortar that I collected out of a debitage pile, a garbage pile, at the cemeteries in New Orleans. And if anybody knows anything about the cemeteries in New Orleans, you should never take anything out of the cemeteries in New Orleans. But this was in a garbage pile, so I said, I'll just put it in my pocket. And without a doubt, I will tell you, my gate was changed. I don't know how many times. Trying to fly out. My flight was canceled 3 times. I was supposed to go to, I believe, Detroit, and I made it to Dulles. It was just one thing after another. A couple things happened, and it could just be bad luck. But you know what? I know enough to kind of just think to myself, what did I bring into the house? What could I have gotten recently that may be causing a little something? And I thought, a piece of mortar. So I worked on it in the voodoo tradition. Nothing happened. I worked on it in the Christian traditions that I know. Nothing happened. So I talked to the godfather of all haunted objects, my buddy Johnny Zaffis, and Johnny said, leave that out. Put that piece out in the bright sunlight for a few days, or a few hours at least, and see what happens. And that lessened it.
Really?
So, yeah, I'll be honest with you. That's the easiest, quickest thing. People, listen, if anybody out there in radio land has a haunted object and wants to de-haunt it and feels that they should be dancing around a fire naked with a dead chicken, you go for it, and let me know it's going to be a sensation. But, Johnny told me, just leave it out in that bright sunlight. It will lessen. And it did. And it really did. And I put it in a Riker's case, and, I gave it the respect. And I personally, as a medium, I felt there was like a female influence, something feminine with it. And my friend Onyx has a shop in Kenmore, New York, called Strange Brew. And I asked her if she wanted it. She says, "Yeah, I'll take that thing." And it's in her shop, and it's the sun hits it. It's up near the window, and she has had no problems with it. Since I've given it to her.
What does the sun do?
It purifies it. It purifies it. The sun is the purest of all energies, the purest of all things here on the earth, or that influences the earth. And if you ever study Reiki, people either send this negative energy or the pain or the illness that they may push out of the body, and they will put it into the ground or send it up to the sun to be recycled. And that recyclement comes through back to the person in the form of healing, golden energy. And there's a couple traditions that I've studied that also feel the same way. And I have to tell you, I've talked to people that have had, they have different, I call them squawk boxes, but different software for scanners on their laptops or their iPads or whatever, and their tablets. And they, after a while, these things start spitting out obscene language. And I said to him, imagine that, spirits swear,
cursing at
wow.
him.
Yeah, if I don't get a good healthy FU every time I use one of those things, I think it's not, I think there's something wrong. But what they did was I suggested put it out in the sunlight, and they did, And do you know what? Evened it right out. I don't know why, how. It defies science.